Hi, I'm Tim Snyder, Artistic Director of the Troopers Drum and Bugle Corps. We've always wanted to do kind of an Apocalypse Now type of show for the troopers because we feel like that's the best next level for troopers. You know, how do we go from being this cowboy in the Old West to being more modern and more new? When you look at the show, it's not about war. We are not depicting war in our show. There are calls to it. You know, there's moments where the baritones play very bombastically in movement 2. That kind of represents bombs going off and things like that. But in reality, the show is a depiction of Martin Sheen's character going from lucidity to madness. That's the journey. We've taken some imagery from...
Film is not about Vietnam. It is Vietnam.
Hearts of Darkness. So we're trying to set the stage of Apocalypse Now and set the stage of putting yourself in that position in the 60s or 70s in the Vietnam War. Right out of the gate, you're going to hear some voiceover from Lyndon Johnson.
I have today ordered to Vietnam the Air Mobile Division and certain other forces which will raise our fighting strength from 75,000 to 125,000 men.
Talking about raising the level of troops in Vietnam. As we go from there, you'll start to hear some commentary from the movie.
In this war, things get confused out there.
The next voiceover will be them asking to terminate Major Kurtz's command with extreme prejudice.
And terminate the colonel's command.
Terminate. Colonel. Terminate. With extreme prejudice.
And then we start into the show. Throughout the beginning, musically, you're going to see Adagio for strings, which is one side of the field, and then you hear the Ride of the Valkyries on the other side of the field. Again, the duality playing off of the soundscape and playing off of what you have to do in your mind to get through this type of thing.
Shall we dance?
As we move forward through movement 1, you know, Ride of the Valkyries takes over, and that is just a straight call to the movie. We love the scene where the helicopters are flying in and they're playing Ride of the Valkyries over the helicopter. We stop short of the actual war part of that because it's not really what our show's about. Our show is about focusing on the descent into madness in order to do the things that you have to do in a time of war. We represent war pigs, we have Ride of the Valkyries and Adagio for strings all playing together and creating a mood that I think shows our beginning descent into madness. And movement 2 is really about the jungle and going up the river. There's lots of jungle depictions. It's very fast. It's the fastest we're moving in the show. It's relentless, which is what the jungle is. The color guard really starts to show there with their jungle flags. When you look at the color guard and you look at their costuming, they have dark colors and really bright colors, and they have on their costume some lizard type of fabric. It kind of shimmers and it kind of has some scales to it. And the idea behind that was to represent not only the jungle, but also represent what a soldier might see if they were looking through the jungle and the bush, and they might see things that they think are there, but they're not really there. But their role is not to be an adversary to our folks in the military. Their role is to be the jungle. The job of the color guard is to evoke different thoughts. Dan Sophisticates did a great job coming up with a costume, and I think that they hit it out of the park with what we're doing. As we move through movement 2, the intensity just continues to ramp up. And if you watch Apocalypse Now, the river scene has lots of intense moments. Our first casualty in the movie, Clean, dies in the movie at this moment, and you hear lots of represents gunfire, it represents machine guns, and it represents the intensity of war, the speed at which things happen is unbelievable. So we tried to depict one of the most heart-wrenching scenes in the whole movie, where Clean is dying.
Hey, Bubba! Bubba, you
And
can't
over
die.
top of that, you hear his mother's voice talk to him.
Even Aunt Jessie and Mama will come to celebrate your coming home.
You hear the voiceover of his mother, and that sets us up and moves us into Night Window, which is movement 3. Night Window is about just the ugly side of war.
And what his people back home want if they ever learn just how far from him he'd really gone.
You're gonna hear a voiceover in the middle that's our Martin Sheen character, wondering why we've gone down the river, why we've done this, why have we asked these young people to give their lives for something we may not even believe in. As Night Window progresses, this scene, it's very dark, and the only thing that the characters can see are these string lights that are hung across a blown out bridge. It's very eerie. They don't know what they're coming into. And Martin Sheen's character gets off the boat, and he's looking for the person in charge.
Who's the commanding officer here?
Ain't you?
They have to get out of there really fast. And as they're leaving,
Let's move out.
and the men are trying to get away, and they're trying to climb in the boat. So they have to go and they have to continue their mission and leave all these people there. It's very chaotic, and that sets us up in our movement 4, which is an original piece by myself. I did base it off of the Pink Floyd as well as the Christopher Rouse Gorgon. The whole idea is chaos. Movement 4 is all about our chaos. This also represents our full descent into madness. Because the truth is, in order for Martin Sheen's character, for him to do the thing that he has to do,
Yeah, well, they think you've come to take him away, and I hope that isn't true.
Take who away?
Him! Colonel Kurtz.
he actually has to become Major Kurtz. He has to actually take his place.
I mean, what are they gonna say, man, when he's gone, huh? Because he dies, when it dies, man. When it dies, he dies. What are they gonna say about him? What are they gonna say? He was a kind man? He was a wise man? He had plans, he had wisdom? Bull, man. Am I gonna be the one that's gonna set them straight? Look at me, wrong.
You.
And that takes us into movement 5, where you'll see the color guard, and you'll hear our voiceover there that kind of sets the stage for the moment that Major Kurtz has to be killed.
They were gonna make me a major for this, and I wasn't even in an army anymore.
Part 5 is really an interesting part of the show because it's the most difficult for us to try to represent. The actual story, Captain Willard, Martin Sheen's character, has to figure out a way to kill Major Kurtz. Captain Willard also has a conscience, and he really doesn't believe that he needs to do this. He really doesn't believe that it has to happen, but he has to do his job.
Everybody wanted me to do it. Him most of all. I felt like he was up there, waiting for me to take the pain away. He just wanted to go out like a soldier, standing up. Not like some poor, wasted, rag-assed renegade. Even the jungle wanted him dead.
It's a pretty poignant ending to the movie because it takes a lot of courage for this person to go do this. There's a lot of pain there, which is why we used and returned to the Adagio for strings, because we felt like Adagio showed the pain that might be in Captain Willard's mind. As we go faster in movement 5 and we push the tempo, that's to represent the actual build up of the killing of Major Kurtz. And we wanted to represent that through the journey up the river. We wanted to represent a different type of troopers. We wanted to represent a different type of storytelling.
I love the smell of napalm in the morning.
There's many aspects to the movie that are grotesque and difficult to deal with. It's a very heart-wrenching story to see where we go from point A to point B and how many people that affects. You know, when Clean dies, it doesn't just affect Clean, it affects everybody on the boat. Captain Willard, Martin Sheen's character, has to watch this young 18-year-old kid die in front of him, and he has no clue as to why he's doing what he's doing. He's just doing what he's told to do, and he has to live with the fact that he took this kid that had no reason to go up this river other than to go with Captain Willard.
Because we love you very much. Love, Mom.
We hope to bring to light that difficulty of the descent into madness. It's really a show about all of us, I think.